think Lee Wallace is the next one to be the next addition to the Scotland squad. Templeton, who I've seen as a really young kid at Stenhousemuir, has great talent. Karapidis, who's leaving, he want to go out on a high. Michael Stewart, who I think could possibly play at one of those for him, and he's got that much talent. Abu will play up and down that left. Muric is a wee guy who will go and try and play off Callum Elliott. And I'm delighted for Callum, who had a right hard time from the Hearts fans, went away and got his confidence back at Livingston, came back, scored a couple of goals, got a new contract, and it's great for the young boy.
And so it all comes to this, a season which began on August the 10th with the unfurling of the title flag and a hard-fought victory over St Mirren, culminating today, 9 months on, in another absorbing and enthralling climax that enters its final 90 minutes too close to call. Every picture tells a story. Rob Stewart hoping and praying that his beloved Celtic deliver today. The end of another season of highs and lows, a season which saw a morale-sapping home defeat to Rangers, followed by 12 consecutive league wins, a season which could end with a 7th league title in the space of 9 years. At one stage, they enjoyed a 7-point lead. That advantage has been slowly whittled away until last weekend's draw at Hibs condemned Celtic to second place coming into the final round of fixtures. And yet, with Dundee United still needing a point for Europe and enjoying an impressive record over the Old Firm this season, there are still grounds for optimism. Yes, Celtic are second favourites. They are far from being dead men walking in this title race. As for Hearts, with third place in European football sealed last week, there's little to play for on the face of it. Perhaps, though, a chance for the maroon-clad battle-weary to escape the normal pressurised matchday situation and enjoy themselves. An opportunity which has often proved to do strange things to players, polarising performances markedly one way or the other. Cheba Laszlo, though, not a man that you would expect to take any individual shortcomings lightly from any of the men in his side. For the last time this season, the players enter the arena with the roars of encouragement from 60,000 supporters, never having been more heartfelt. Their destiny may be out of their own hands, but for Celtic today, it's all about doing their own job and hoping that the news from Tayside is good. They can do no more than that. On helicopter Sunday 4 years ago, Scott McDonald was the man whose goals sealed the destiny of the title. On that occasion, they came against Celtic. Will he be able to exert such a dramatic and definitive influence today? What an occasion for David Templeton to make his full debut for Hearts. Impressive as a teenager with Stenhousemuir. Impressive in 2 recent substitute performances. What effect will he have up against Darren O'Dea? And on a day when the 22 protagonists hope any individual errors don't go down in history, Gordon Strachan knows that it is a time for heroes. He's done his bit. Pretty much all he can do now is stand and watch what destiny delivers. One man who has to get everything right to avoid vilification is referee Craig Thompson. Few, if any, are better qualified to do exactly that. There is hope, there is life. Celtic walking on with hope in their heart. The hope is there. Will destiny deliver? The points difference stands at 2. The helicopter stands in Gleneagles. Which way will she fly? Will the trophy be going east to the Rangers players at Tannadice? Will it be coming southwest to the trophy cabinet here at Celtic Park, where it's been housed for the last 3 years? We're about to find out if those green and white ribbons will stay put. All the hard work, the angst, the drama come down to this. Early touch for Darren O'Dea. And now Glenn Lovens for Scott Brown, whose inclusion inside a real fillip this morning for Celtic. He had a little run out on the pitch about an hour and a half ago, but pass fit to play, and that's essential. His partnership in tandem with Paul Hartley in the middle of midfield, so important for Celtic today. Here's Templeton, and Lovens putting the ball out of play for a throw. He's certainly You never can fault the atmosphere here at Celtic Park, Darren. It is immense, intense, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. Makes the hair in the back of your neck stand up. They'll get right behind them. I don't think the tension will be as bad as actually having to win the game, because they know it is obviously out of their hands, but the longer it goes on, they might panic a bit, but if they get an early goal, it might settle Celtic down.
One back by Nakamura here. So Lee Wallace is sorting forward, and he's left a hole at the back with Samaras trying to exploit it. McDonald. Wallace back in position, and then stumbling his second nervy moment. In 20 seconds or so, Nakamura not making the most of the opportunity and unable to find Scott McDonald in the centre.
Yeah, it was a poor ball from Nakamura. He was just looking for the back post for Samaras, peeling off Johnson.
Gordon Strachan, the first Celtic manager since Jock Stein to win 3 titles in a row. Only 2 other men have done that for Celtic, Jock Stein and Willie Maley. Gordon Strachan hoping for 4 in a row today. Still plenty of speculation, which he refused to be drawn into, about where he will be next season.
I think there's been speculation every year Gordon's been here, so it's no different.
Stewart working it wide for Templeton, very impressive. Coming off the bench to make his debut in Aberdeen 10 days ago. Scott Brown going down and staying down worryingly for Celtic.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. There didn't seem to be much in that, so I don't know if there's too much pain in the feet.
Hinkle forcing Lee Wallace to get the touch, which the Celtic fans saw. The assistant referee thought it was a goal kick, and that Hinkle had steered the ball over the line. And clearly it should have been a corner.
Yeah.
Scott Brown back on his feet. We talk about what an integral part he is for Celtic today. They do have both Willo Flood and Mark Crozas on the bench. The continued absence of Barry Robson.
He is the one, Jim. He's the one that drives them forward. He gives them the commitment, the drive, the attitude. He gives them everything in that midfield.
What Celtic would give for the fillip of an early start, and Nakamura wins a free kick, which is in a promising position here.
Well, he's been disappointing in the last few weeks with his free kick, so everyone will be hoping that he stands up today and makes one count.
Well, since he scored the hat-trick against St Mirren, he hasn't found the net. 12 games without a goal, but almost half of his Celtic tally have come from free kicks. If it is to be a Celtic swan song, what better way than to mark it with such a potentially important goal?
Possibly the wrong side, but we'll wait and see.
So many times Shunsuke Nakamura has delivered from this kind of position. The angle doesn't necessarily favour him. The range isn't too bad. A low skidder, which Kello dealt with pretty comfortably.
Yeah, the goal. He was hoping the goalkeeper was going to read one over in the far corner, but he's trying to play it low. So he was unlucky. He got on target. He made the goalie work.
Lee Wallace. Well read by Hinkle, who's a much better second season here at Celtic Park. Brown.
Yeah, I think he's had a good run in the team this year with Matt Wilson being unfit, and he's looked a lot more accomplished this year.
Hartley taking on his old club, of course. Short of 150 games at Tynecastle for Paul Hartley. Gary Caldwell.
This is what they need, Jim. They just need to be patient. Celtic just need to win the game 1-0. They don't have to go for goals and that. It would be nice, obviously, for them to get an early goal, but they just have to be patient.
Gordon Strachan admitted that it took until Thursday to clear the players' minds from the draw at Hibs. He gave them off until Wednesday. Back at training on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, here's Darren O'Dea. Zaliukas with the header. Nakamura.
The five at play in front of the back four of Hearts, Jim, have been tremendous this year at doing that work and helping out the back four. And obviously it makes it harder for Callum Elliott up front himself. But that's where Aguirre's been brilliant, obviously not playing today.
Stewart. Hartley snapping at his heels. Now Egert Jonsson. Launched long by Robbie Nielsen, but out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, that's...
Well, there has been a goal already at Tannadice. Kyle Lafferty hit the headlines last week. He's going to hit the headlines again today.
It's a fantastic start for Rangers. That's what they needed to calm everybody down. This place has went a bit quiet, but they just need to keep going.
Here's Scott McDonald as Celtic try and do exactly that. Kello gathers at the second attempt. Samaras in there looking for the loose pickings.
Good goalkeeping there, held on to it well with Samaras following in.
So the news from Tayside, not good from a Celtic perspective. But today was always all about what Celtic could do. They have to get themselves in front before they even worry about what the scoreline is. And if Rangers are going to score a goal, they might as well score it early.
I don't think it's got through to the players. They seem to be just carrying on and taking the ball and trying to go forward and get a goal.
As it stands then, it is Rangers by 4 points at the top of the table. You sense after this season, which has had so many twists and turns, that perhaps the full script isn't written yet of this final chapter.
No, I think the way things have went over the last few weeks, Jim, that there's still another twist. Still a long way to go. But obviously Rangers have put themselves in a fantastic position.
Four from Caldwell and cleared by Zaliukas back in the side after his fourth red card of the season at Aberdeen. He's been sent off against Celtic once already this season. He's just picked up a knock there from Georgios Samaras. Strachan led Celtic to the title in 2006, the double in 2007. The title again last season. Will they be able to add a fourth consecutive title to the Co-op Cup that has already been plundered this season? Here's David Templeton for Hearts. O'Dea. Hartley read the situation expertly by dropping deep to offer firstly O'Dea and then Caldwell an opportunity to get the ball clear. Caldwell does get it away, but it will be a Hearts throw.
Yeah. See, there's no need for that. There's no need to take chances playing about your box. Just get the ball out of the park, try and get into the strikers and play from there.
Stewart. The ball run across him. Scott Brown anticipated what was coming, and Stewart just caught his chief protagonist in the centre of midfield.
That was a good foul from Michael Stewart there, because Scott Brown was away. Celtic were on the attack.
Here's Hartley. Hinkle. So Lucas with plenty of time, not just to effect the block, but bring the ball clear as well for Hearts. Now Robbie Nielsen, his 249th and final appearance in the maroon for his move to Leicester. Callum Elliott giving chase, but Glenn Loven's able to watch the ball out of play. Well, today, of course, 2005 in reverse. On that occasion, Celtic failed to get the win they needed to be crowned champions. Scott McDonald getting the 2 goals that cost them the title that day. But, of course, Celtic led in that game at Motherwell, the exact same scenario that Rangers find themselves in here at Tannadice. Well, at Tannadice, should I say, here this season in 2009.
Yeah, that's right, and I think it went to the last 4 minutes, was it, Jim?
Scott Brown. Almost reached the ticket forward for McDonald.
Another good run from Scott Brown.
Templeton. Oh, he's done really well, David Templeton, to get round OD, who did well to recover himself. And it's a goal kick.
Yeah, the young boy looks very confident. Taking Darren O'D on there, nutmeg, but done good defending, very strong, got back in front of him.
First attracted everybody's attentions at Stenhousemuir. David Templeton had a loan spell at Wraith as well. No signs of nerves permeating this Celtic performance, but yet to significantly test Marianne Kello. Gordon Strachan said that the failure to score goals this season has been the key. It's Celtic's own fault that they've not got more points. But of course, 1 goal today could ultimately be enough. And they do need Dundee United to at least get one themselves now at Tannadice.
I think there's no doubt about that, Jim. You can't look back at last week and say that that's going to cost them the league. I think it is over the season, and the lack of goals. Obviously, Venegoor and Samaras are the culprits really that everyone's looking at. Scott McDonald's produced again, so that'll be what will be.
Helped on by a Boer for Callum Elliott. Hinkle. Caldwell's clearing Zaliukas' header, only falls for Paul Hartley. One back by David Abua. Karapidis. Morovic. Nielsen finding Templeton. Hearts' minds certainly don't look as though they're on the beach. They're here, ostensibly with nothing to play for. 3rd place already guaranteed after their impressive win against Dundee United last weekend. But they're giving it a good go. From Wallace, easy for Arda Boric.
Yeah, he's got better quality than that. A good player, Lee Wallace. It was easy for Boric there. Last weekend's win, for Hearts, their first in 6 games. Bruno Aguiar with an inspired performance, but absent today. He's missed the last couple of days of training through illness, and plenty of speculation about where he'll end up, and almost certainly won't be a Hearts player next season. Chapalaslo's future has also been discussed publicly this week, although he's rubbished reports that there's been a fallout between him and Mr. Romanov. I think you can understand that.
Samaras, whose own comments hit the headlines earlier this week. Scott Brown. McGeady. Rovic in the way. A few murmurs of discontent. Nerves emanating around the famous stadium. Brown. Back from McGeady. controversial. Just be called over here by referee Craig Thompson. The game with so much at stake, hasn't had that much niggle in the early stages, although Scott Brown is telling the poll exactly what he thought of the challenge, and so too is the referee by brandishing the game's first yellow card. Yeah, it's a poor challenge. He's running out to byline. He's not going anywhere. I don't know if that's an experience, but it gives Celtic a chance, obviously, for Nakamura to throw one in. And the big boys have come up. "60,000 voices roar them on." So Lucas with a header away after Loven's stumble. Hinkle. Stewart. Templeton the furthest advance to the Hearts players, but couldn't bring the ball under control. They were in there if they got a good touch there. Callum Elliott was breaking down the right. Karapidis. Now David Templeton. Away by Darren O'Dea. A little bit of space ahead of him. Nakamura peeling out towards the right-hand side. O'Dea's continued his run. McDonald. The break was on there. It was, that's where his inexperienced Templeton, Robbie Nielsen, had went past him there. And Nielsen able to bring it away. Now McGeady. Ball rolling across the line, was hoping for the ball to be rolled into space for him to chase. Goes instead for Nakamura. Reverse ball for McDonald. Hasn't got too much in the way of support, but Nakamura is there. Great block. Important block by Abua. Great block. Now in from Hinkle. A couple of times Hinkle's went down the right. He's tried to force crosses rather than just come back out, go down the other side and get the ball in. McDonald wins it back. Samaras is in the centre. It's too deep for him. And Kello rescues Robbie Nielsen's chest trap. Well, another significant goal has gone in this one at Pataudry. Lee Miller giving Aberdeen the lead against Hibernian. That means that Aberdeen, as things stand, will be in fourth place and Europa League football. It means that Dundee United have to score to keep their European dreams alive. That means, of course, they'll have to take the game to Rangers, which ostensibly is a good thing as far as Celtic are concerned. All three games intertwined today. Fortunes of just about all the teams dependent on what's going on elsewhere. Most crucially, of course, for Celtic. The news from Tannadice not good for them at the moment. But until they take the lead against Hearts, they can't even worry about what's happening elsewhere, and there haven't been too many concrete opportunities created in the opening 20 minutes by Gordon Strachan's men. No, there's not. Everything seems to be forced, Jim. It's they do look a wee bit uptight now. I think every stray pass, the crowd's getting to them. Fall from Caldwell with only Samaras as a target. Stewart's little touch, tried to play Callum Elliott in. Scott Brown wins it back. Typical marauding Scott Brown run. Keller with the save. Scott McDonald! What a miss. The man who has had chances on the last day of the season before which he's taken, squandering Celtic's first clear opening today. Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that. It was a great run by Scott Brown.
comes back to him and blasts it over the bar. It'll be very disappointing. But if there's anyone that'll not care about it, that'll be Scott McDonald. Just got on with it. Strikers miss chances. You just have to forget about it.
Gordon Strachan, understandably, far from happy. Clearly the nerves and tension getting to all on the Celtic staff as well. Massive roar goes up around Celtic Park. And so Lucas, well, Morawiec, sorry, the player brought down by Paul Hartley. Well, it seems as though there's a little bit of misinformation going around Celtic Park, as there hasn't been an equaliser at Tannadice. Michael Stewart with this free kick.
Well, something's happened.
Nielsen's effort blocked and shepherded out of play by Egert Jonsson for a Hearts throw.
Very strange reaction there, John. You would have thought it was a goal.
Neil Lennon's at the edge of his technical area, perhaps feeling that in the opening quarter of the game the home crowd have been a little bit quiet and nervous. And he did his best to act as cheerleader. Four targets for Robbie Nielsen's long throw. Glenn Loven's won it, but the referee had spotted an infringement. It's a Celtic free kick.
Yeah, I think Neil will be trying to get the fans up and going, but they still need to. The players just need to relax and calm down and just keep passing the ball.
Brown.
I feel that's where Samaras lets himself down. He's a big 6-foot-through striker. He should be up there taking it in and helping the midfield.
Well, Samaras' comments have certainly added spice if any was needed this week. I'm not sure how Gordon Strachan or Walter Smith will have reacted privately to his claims that Celtic have been the better side even if Rangers win the title. But whatever you think about the validity of his statements, the history books are only going to relate who came first and who came second.
Maybe that's why Gordon's played him today. Go out and prove that you're the best then.
3 goals in his last 5 games, that after a barren run of 14 matches. Georgios Samaras, he has netted 17 this season. A mistake by Caldwell, gifting possession back to the visitors. Worked wide by Michael Stewart for Robbie Nielsen. Karapidis got a magnificent ovation when he left the pitch at Tynecastle for the last time last week. Referee kept his eye on that challenge with Callum Elliott, but allowed play to go on.
Yeah, there was nothing in it. See, Abua and Templeton have swapped wings. I think maybe they were wanting Templeton to have a go at Hinkle. Hinkle seems to be the full back. It's more than forward, more than Darnell Dane.
Nakamura. Hinkle rolling it down the line for Samaras. So Lucas puts it out of play for a throw. Nakamura. Caldwell. McGeady. A lovely pirouette. There's still every Hearts player between him and the goal when he lays it off for Gary Caldwell.
Yeah, they make it so hard for you. A bank of 4 and a bank of 5. No space to make passes. I think they have to get the ball out more to McGeady. He's the one, as I said before the game, is going to get the crosses in, going to open things up for Celtic.
Well, they stall out. It's been very effective for Hearts this season, particularly away from home, conceding just 19 goals on the road all season. 18 and a bit SPL games. That is an impressive record. McGeady. Slater McGeady! What a good save. Kello just got his hand to it, and the post did the rest.
Fantastic save. As I said, you have to get the ball out to McGeady. Good 1-2 with Scott McDonald. Great strike going in the bottom corner. Great save.
Celtic's first corner of the game. And Nakamura will just have to wait before delivering it. Craig Thompson calming down the jockeying for position. It's McDonald just trying to make life difficult for goalkeeper Kello. Robbie Nielsen is in there as well. Yes, and Nakamura with a cheeky attempt at the near post.
Yeah, it looked as though he tried it there. Goalkeeper done well.
This is the closest that Celtic have come so far. Marianne Kello just getting his fingers to it to divert the ball onto the post. Karapetis winning the ball legitimately against Samaras.
Looked a foul.
This time the free kick has been given for a foul on Scott Brown.
That's where Samaras has to be big and strong, Jim.
Templeton just caught Hinkle, and the free kick goes to Celtic. I have to go back to 1987 for the last time these two sides met on the final day of the season. Celtic lost that game. John Robertson, the perhaps inevitable Hearts goal scorer. Appeals for handball, but they're optimistic appeals from the Celtic fans.
Yeah, mix up there. No one following in for Celtic.
Launched long by Hinkle. Samaras flicking it on, but Zeliukas will be able to shepherd it out of play. Craig Thompson had a look. Just hit Robbie Nielsen. So he tried to move his arm back, but it would have been an extremely harsh penalty.
Yeah, it was not a penalty, no. I just feel Samaras and McDonald have to get closer together. They're playing balls up to them and they're too far apart from each other.
Given away by Scott Brown. Templeton. Stewart. Morovic. No way through for the Polish utility man. No way through either for Samaras. He tried to bludgeon his way through that maroon wall.
Scott McDonald was free there, but it was a bit unlucky. If he had just got the ball past, he would have been through because the three of them were in a straight line.
Well, it's the end of the season in Scotland in the SPL today, the end of the season in England with the FA Cup final next weekend. And it's like it used to be, the build-up starting 6 hours before kick-off. Chelsea against Everton. You can see it all and more on Satanta Sports 1.
The fans have another go at Samaras here. Gary Caldwell played the ball into the corner and he's not really chased it.
Karapidis. Abua. Karapidis continuing his run forward, and he's got past Caldwell. Optimistic long-range effort. And Boric grateful that Callum Elliott wasn't any closer to him to follow up.
Yeah, it was a great break. Great strike. And Callum Elliott should be in there following up, and it's uncharacteristic of Boric.
Three title medals for Arda Boric so far. It's a day for heroes, but always the potential of it being a big day for villains as well. A vital header away by Nielsen with McGeady trying to steal him blind side of him. Morovic. Clearance from Egert Jonsson. Nakamura. Looked like an easy ball for Zaliukas into Michael Stewart, who was just by him, and Celtic have got it back cheaply. Here's Aidan McGeady. And Zaliukas more than happy to put the ball anywhere out of harm's way. It's another Celtic corner.
Yeah, Aidan again. It was probably a poor ball from in, but he's got a corner.
Gary Caldwell's made his way forward. Darren O'Dea, Glenn Lovens, both there as well. Morovic with a header away. Out for Hartley! I think Keller can only have seen it late. Perhaps didn't have the power that poor Hartley would have wanted.
I think it took a slight deflection there. I don't think he caught it properly, but I think it took a deflection. Yeah. So it's a good save from the keeper again.
Back in the side, Marian Kello for the last 6 games. This is his first match against Celtic. He's left a lasting impression so far. A couple of very important saves, particularly the one from McGeady that he tipped onto the post.
Celtic have moved Nakamura and McGeady as well.
Scott McDonald chasing and getting on the end of his own flick on. Zaliukas in close attendance. But here's Aidan McGeady. And still McGeady. And Zaliukas is there to clear. Only out to McDonald. Hardly on the turn. Celtic have to make do with the corner.
Great run from McGeady again. Nakamura just trying to place it in the corner. Kello's doing very well for Hearts today.
Nakamura with the corner. Samaras with a header. A looping header which wasn't what he intended, and picked up again by Marian Kello.
Yeah, got too much on that. Just trying to flick it in the back post.
Well, the Slovenian certainly had an impressive opening 35 minutes. ...202 games in charge of Celtic for Gordon Strachan. 132 of them have ended in victory. It's always about the present, not about the past. He needs win number 133 to come today. He needs a goal in the next 55 minutes. And he needs a Dundee United goal as well. Celtic have dropped 30 points this season, 26 of those coming against teams in the top half of the table. 4 of them coming against Hearts, of course. A couple of 1-1 draws between the two sides. Nakamura's persistence rewarded. He did really well. Scott Brown kept his feet. Top left-hand corner was beckoning, but he just couldn't do enough.
Yeah, just leaning back there. Fantastic getting in that position. Sold the defender and just tried to place it in the top corner, but he was just falling back all the time. Great work rate from Nakamura there.
Player of the Year award, a real accolade to be voted #1 by your fellow professionals, but he would have surrendered that award there and then if he could have put that one into the top left-hand corner. Celtic with all but 1 of the attempts on goal so far. 7 shots on target, but no way past Marian Kello so far. Stewart. Wallace. Closing down the Boer. McDonald trying to thread it through for Samaras. Brown into the challenge quickly, and then some afters between him and Lee Wallace right in front of the referee. And Craig Thompson's got a decision to make here. Stewart sensibly acting as peacemaker as the pair of them right in front of the referee's gaze again went at it.
Handbags. We've all been there. Yeah, there was nothing in it. These things happen. There's a lot of tension in the game. These things happen. Commitment. Quick word from the referee and get on with it.
Another opportunity for Celtic to launch the ball forward with Gary Caldwell, helped on by Lovens. Problem for Celtic on that occasion was they only had 1 target to attack the second ball, and it was the smallest man on the pitch.
Yeah, that's what makes it hard. When you're playing such a long ball, a loopy ball, it makes it hard, and Lovens has won the header, but there was only Scott McDonald there.
Celtic already mustering those 10 attempts on goal. Gordon Strachan pointed out last week. It was handball by Zaniukas, referee, and he's pulled it back. It's offside against Samaras is the verdict from the officials.
I think he just looked offside when the ball was played. But bad defending from the centre half there. Touch and go.
Brown trying to get McDonald away. Johnson stayed with him. Robbie Nielsen there as well. His clearance didn't quite come in time. It's out of play for another Celtic corner.
That's brilliant from Scott McDonald. That's where he's different class. He uses his body. He doesn't let the defender get near the ball.
In from Nakamura. It looked like Zaniukas got the touch to it and headed into the ground and over his own bar, but the referee has given a goal kick. Now he's given a corner after consultation with Lawrence Kerrigan, the linesman on this near side.
It's a hard one. I actually thought it was Lovens at first.
The officials working well in tandem there. He got the decision right.
Yeah.
Usual suspects of 4. Kello punching it out only as far as Hartley. Tries to set up Brown.
Leaning back again. Great opportunity. 20 yards for Scott Brown, and he's put over the bar again. Goalkeeper brave, very brave, coming in, good punch.
More concern etched across the face of Gordon Strachan for Glenn Lovens. Robbie Nielsen is indicating that a stretcher might be necessary here. He was, as usual, involved in the melee in the 6-yard box and got clattered by Marianne Kello as he came out, possibly by his head, I think just on the side of the head of Glenn Lovens as he came down.
Yeah, it looks like it.
This doesn't look good for the big Dutchman. And we saw one also for Marianne Kello, but as he was the player who was moving, and Lovens was pretty stationary at the time, it is the Dutchman that's come off the worst. But Manus already out, of course, through injury. Lovens deputising for him. And it would take a little bit of a reshuffle. Presumably Darren O'Dea moving into centre half if Lovens is unable to continue here. Yeah,
Neil will just come on and Darren O'Dea will move into his usual position. But you'd be happy if you're the Hearts manager with the goalkeeper. You want your goalkeeper to come and just clear everything as long as you get the ball.
No stranger to the big occasion, Glenn Lovens. He played in the FA Cup final last season and, of course, turned down Rangers when he left Cardiff.
Yeah, well, you have to make their choices. He's made this choice. You never know what's going to happen at the end of the day. I'm sure he's happy here, but he would like to have a league championship medal at the end of it.
That, of course, by no means out of the question. All it would take is a Celtic goal and a Dundee United equaliser. Stranger things have happened before. A day set to go down in the annals of history one way or the other, like the Fir Park heartache for Celtic in 2005, like 1998 when Wim Janssen's swan song delivered the title, like 1986 when Davy Hayes met Wallops at Mirren and edged past Hearts on goal difference on the final day.
That was a pure challenge from Callum Elliott there. Well, they've done their best with Lovens. It looks like he is going to be able to continue. And that's a fantastic ball towards Lovens. The only problem is he's not on the field yet. Big ovation for the brave Dutchman as he re-enters the fray. Head spinning, no doubt. Yeah, there's no doubt. I wouldn't imagine Gordon would want to make a substitute just now. Especially a defender. Logan straight away involved with another header, and then Paul Hartley occurs the wrath of the referee. A little bit of back chat after the free kick was given against him. Poor decision by the referee there. Still the dialogue continues between Messrs Hartley and Thompson. And that stoppage for the injury to Glenn Lovens is just about the only one that we've endured, so I would imagine just a solitary minute of stoppage time to be added on. Well, Robbie Nielsen was told to get on with it.
The referee's added one additional minute.
I don't see anything wrong with that, actually, because he's standing back from the line. Watched in now by Nielsen. Lovens with the flick. Elliott on the turn and cleared off the line by Caldwell. Tremendous clearance from Gary Caldwell. Seen the danger and stepped back on the line. That's how dangerous Robbie's throws are. Attacking wise, Hearts haven't been much in the game, but that just shows you how it can go. Closest that Hearts have come. Celtic's captain for the day did brilliantly. Great touch from Callum Elliott. Here's a Boer.
This news comes through from Tannadice. The Rangers have scored a second just before half-time. Pedro Mendes adding to the early goal from Kyle Lafferty.
Great time to get a goal for Rangers, Jim.
The title is imperceptibly slipping away from Gordon Strachan and Celtic. They can't worry about what's going on at Tannadice. Gary Caldwell saving one off the line. Celtic coming close on occasions, but no way past Kello, and it's goalless at the break. Playoff action coming all the way from the Amway Arena at 1:30 in the morning here on 2. Gordon Strachan has played his hand to a certain extent. Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink on for the second half to replace Georgios Samaras.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Samaras was very quiet, didn't do much. So he's brought another big boy on. I don't think it'll be too long before you would see Sean Maloney as well, especially if the game stays. But Celtic just need to keep passing the ball. They've dominated the game. Hearts have had 2 chances. They've defended very well. They've worked very hard, Hearts. Never gave them much room for Celtic to play, but they just need to keep calm.
Hearts making their way out onto the field. Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink was the hero this time last year. He scored the goal that won the title last season. Marian Kello is the man that's been the hero for Hearts so far today, keeping Celtic at bay with 2 top draw saves and a number of other very creditable stops as well. Gordon Strachan has 45 minutes to call himself a champion as things stand, but he's been around long enough to know that plenty can happen in 45 minutes of football. Goal here, quick goal for Dundee United, and then the whole scenario could change. Celtic need to score early, you think, to apply the mental pressure on Rangers, some 65 miles away from here.
Yeah, they do. They need to get a goal. They need to calm everybody down. They need to calm the players down. And the longer it goes, the tension will just mount.
Well, yes, Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink faced Hearts. He scored after 25 seconds. He's got a very good record against them. He was the man that scored the winning goal in the title race last season. Can Jan deliver again, coming off the bench? Veteran of nearly 500 games, scorer of more than 200 goals. Big responsibility on his shoulders in the second half. 45 minutes to go. Celtic must score. They must get good news from elsewhere. It could well yet happen.
Probably by his standards, Big Jan's probably been very disappointed with this season. But a goal today and goals elsewhere they'll all be forgotten about.
Just the 6 goals for him so far this season. A season which you may well remember for a red card against Rangers rather than anything else, but still time to change the script for his personal story of 2008-2009. Look for Scott Brown, and he found Callum Elliott. The pair of them were bristling with each other at times in the first half.
A bit of frustration coming in from Scott Brown there.
And Ian Templeton just getting involved off the ball as well. And you can't accuse Hearts of not caring today.
No, not without a doubt. They've been great. As I said, the back 4, the middle 5, and it's hard for Callum Elliott up there, but he's worked his socks off and trying to make good balls into bad balls.
Nielsen hoping to leave Hearts on a high. They've beaten every team except for Celtic so far this season. They've taken 2 points from the 3 matches against Celtic. be able to deny them on a third occasion this season, but deny them the ultimate prize as well. Even a shot at the ultimate prize. Here's Nielsen. Vennegoor of Hesselink letting the ball run. McDonald chasing. Robbie Nielsen there first for Hearts. He had a significant head start.
As I said in the first half, and that's where the two strikers have to get closer together.
O'D. That's a corner. Can they ease the tension early on? Get the goal that would go such a long way to fulfilling their part of the bargain. Nakamura this time leaves it for Paul Hartley. Vennegoor of Hesselink there to attack it. It was Abua that got it away. Vennegoor of Hesselink. Back forward from Hinkle. Wallace. Abua. Stewart. Rogic. He's played in just about every position for Hearts in his handful of games for the club. Used as a defender, as an orthodox striker. Defensive midfielder, and there's an attacking midfielder in the hole in this familiar 4-4-1-1 that Hearts are operating today.
Well, that was good play from Hearts, keeping the ball, but a disappointing ball up from Robbie Nielsen to Callum Elliott.
Vennegoor of Hesselink. Now Scott McDonald. Hartley. Despite the proximity to the penalty area, still Hearts have 10 behind the ball. McGeady. Sign of nerves from Hinkle. And from McDonald. Colwell. Scott Brown's given it away to Michael Stewart. He's got nothing in the way of support and 60-odd yards to go. Caldwell forces him wide. Hinkle wins it back.
Great tackle from Hinkle. That's where it's hard when you're playing one up front, the midfield breaking, there's no support.
McGeady for Nakamura. Saw the run of McDonald, just couldn't quite slip it inside his man.
That's where Hearts have been great, Jim. Not letting balls down the side for Scott McDonald where he loves them. Two centre halves.
Robbie Nielsen left on the deck. Hearts want to make a change. Plenty of promising youngsters coming through the ranks. And one will leave to be replaced by another. David Templeton makes way, and it's a debut for young Lithuanian striker Arvydas Novikovas, who was an under-21 international when he was just 16. A little bit out of the first-team squad picture at the start of the season. Belied by a number of 73.
I think Templeton should be very happy with the display today. He's worked very hard, not in the ball an awful lot, but he should be happy coming to a place like this.
Nielsen. Novikovas with just a little bit of a heavy first touch. There has been another goal at Tannadice. It is another goal for Rangers. This time, Chris Boyd. The Gers 3-0 up and on their way to the title.
Yeah, another goal from Boyd. Fantastic season. 31 goals.
McDonald. Vennegoor of Hesselink trying to turn. has fouled Robbie Nielsen, who's claiming the offside flag should have been up before that. Well, Gordon Strachan and Gary Pendry were saying before the game that they weren't going to keep abreast of events at Tannadice. They will know, I have no doubt.
I think they'll know, yes. We've got to say fair play to Rangers. There was a lot of pressure on them. As we said earlier, Jim, that the title wasn't lost last week. Gordon's admitted that the lack of goals during the season cost them the title, and especially being 7 points ahead twice.
Well, one thing that the SPL title races seem to resemble in the last few years is a cycling pursuit race. You almost don't want to be in the lead at certain stages of the season. The Rangers fixture congestion saw them succumb to a magnificent rearguard action from Celtic last year. Celtic losing a 7-point lead twice this year. They have scored 80 goals this season. Nevertheless, there have been occasions where firepower hasn't been there for them. Scott Brown stumbled by Venegorov Hesselink, but Hinkle able to pick it up.
Good defending again from Michael Stewart.
In from Caldwell, away by Jonsson. Geedy shot effectively blocked by Marovic. Now Paul Hartley. Nakamura. Darren O'Dea. McGeady! Inches away, but such are the fine margins that Celtic are dealing in.
Yeah, very disappointing. Aidan will be disappointed there. Great, brilliant ball from Darren O'Dea. But good defending from Jonsson. Coming out and attacking him. Committing himself. But McGeady will be disappointed with that.
Marianne Keller flicked on by Abua. Callum Elliott. O'Dea's clearance. Jonsson. Stewart. Logans was there first, able to continue after the bang that he picked up to the head in the closing moments of the first half. Gordon Strachan admitted last week that the side were hugely disappointing at Hibs in front of goal, but he did point out that they had more crosses inside the penalty area than any away side in any game in the SPL all season. Frustratingly, of course, they didn't score. I saw the reaction of Gary Caldwell amongst others, the abiding memory last week of him head in hands. He sets up McDonald here. Away by Lee Wallace. You sensed last week that perhaps to a certain extent they felt that they had lost the title at Easter Road. Gordon Strachan did admit that it took until Thursday for the players to completely clear their minds after that draw. You can't fault their application today, but of course, irrespective of what happened at Tannadice, it's hard to see a Dundee United fight back to a large enough extent for Celtic now. Celtic still have to win this game. McDonald bustling and trying to get past Egget Jonsson. It's a goal kick.
That was another fantastic tackle from Jonsson there. Great ball from Gary Caldwell into Scott McDonald. Used his body well, but the defender blocked the shot. Jonsson's played exceptionally well today for Hearts.
In a sense that now they are resigned to it. 33 minutes to go. 3 Dundee United goals and 1 from Celtic. That's what is necessary for the title to stay here. It looks like it's going from the east end of Glasgow to the south side.
Yeah, it looks as though that's very unlikely. but you never know. Celtic just need to get a goal themselves. But Hearts have been more attacking. I don't know, because Celtic are committing more players forward this half. Hearts are in the game more.
Stewart thought that he was fouled by Brown in the latest instalment of their running battle. A little bit of space now for Celtic as Nakamura slides it forward for Brown. Stewart coming back to try and close him down. And he closed him down very well.
Michael Stewart's work rate in there has been tremendous today.
One of the linchpins of Csaba Laszlo's side, the Scottish Football Writers and Clydesdale Bank Manager of the Year. Did good things with the Ugandan national team. Many will say that his transformation, the Hearts side, has been even more impressive. Failed to make the top 6 last year, 3rd this year. McDonald. Nielsen seizes upon his poor pass. Nielsen and Karapidis just for a moment getting in each other's way, but Callum Elliott is able to rescue it. Nobby Kovas is the furthest advanced of the Hearts players. Elliott didn't get the chance to try and pick him out.
No, again, not enough players forward for Hearts.
So Lucas with a long ball forward, Novikovas giving chase. Put out of play. The goal which Arda Boric will take. They really regard him highly. Davidas Novikovas, who signed from FC Vilnius in his homeland back in September. This is his first taste of first-team football. But they reckon he's the best Lithuanian the club's ever had. Brilliantly kept in by McGeady. Taking on both Abua and Robbie Nielsen. Hearts defending mob-handedly, but at the expense of a corner.
That's where they've got their success this year. The two wide men helping the full-backs out.
No shortage of big aerial targets for Nakamura, whom he can pick out with a disappointing low delivery. Scott Brown. McDonald. Vennegoor of Hesseling trying to get in there. Kello might just have had it covered. And ends up on the roof of the net.
Yeah, it was too loopy. Good play. Scott McDonald knew where Hesseling was, but the header was too loopy to go in.
Substitution for Hearts, the player off is 22, Elliott.
Callum Elliott's season ends half an hour early. A season which has seen his confidence improve markedly after a loan spell at Livingston. He's replaced by Christian Nade, who's been playing through the pain barrier in recent times. He's got a hernia operation booked for next week. Hoping today we'll see him add to just 2 SPL goals he scored this season.
Callum Elliott must be very pleased with what he done today. Put a great shift in for the team.
McGeady. A lot of rebuilding to be done in the summer, of course, for Hearts. Robbie Nielsen's going, Karapidis is going, Aguiar's rejected a new contract and 99% sure to leave. There may well be others as well. McDonald trying to get in. Johnson stands firm. Another Hearts player who's had an excellent season in a variety of positions. Friday's first contribution is to foul Glenn Lovens. Hartley in a hurry to get on with it. McDonald trying to spin around the back of Johnson. It's gone out of play for a throw. Arches the back, launches it forward towards Venegor of Hesseling. Stewart first to the second ball. Here's Gary Caldwell. Venegor of Hesseling supplying the movement inside the penalty area. Johnson stood shoulder to shoulder with him.
Yeah, the atmosphere's totally changed. I think they realise now.
They dared to dream in the week leading up to the game. They will have convinced themselves over the last 7 days that it could happen. Even at half-time, with a 2-goal deficit for Dundee United at Rangers, there would have been a glimmer of hope, but that glimmer has surely been erased by the Chris Boyd goal, which has given Rangers a 3-0 lead. And the failure for Celtic to find a breakthrough themselves in over an hour of play. Here's Nakamura. Another good piece of goalkeeping by the impressive Kello, who perhaps tumbled into OD, but the referee has given a free kick against the Irishman.
The goalkeepers will always get that. But he was brave, came out and punched. They just caught him a little bit late.
Action at the bottom of the Barclays Premier League takes the spotlight later this afternoon. Middlesbrough have to win that game in the East End of London against West Ham to stand any chance at all. You can see that game and all the news from elsewhere from 3:45 on Satana Sports 1. Hartley. Aidan McGeady just running out of room. Referee Craig Thompson has had another excellent game today. Referee for the recent Old Firm game, of course, he's the man who takes charge of the cup final next weekend. And Rangers will be going for the double, unless the next 25 minutes brings the most dramatic conclusion to an SPL season. Just hurt possibly his hamstring there. Appeared to pull up and just feel above the back of his knee. Arda Boric, who will have fresh competition next season with Dominic Shervey arriving, and also, of course, Lucas Zeluska putting the pressure on the pole.
Yeah, I think that's what he's needed this season. But in the last few weeks, obviously, he's come up to the standard you expect, Boric. And he's had one save to make today, and he's made it.
Novikovas trying to find a way through, but there's no way past Andy Hinkle. Here's Scott Brown. Wallace. Self-belief amongst the Celtic players does appear to have dissipated over the last 20 minutes or so. Still they probe, still they try and end their season on a high. Even if it's destined not to be the high they wanted. Rogic.
Good defending. That's where Nadi's a bit different from Callum Elliott. He'll chase balls into corner. Nadi wants the ball into feet.
So midway through the second half, this is the situation at the top of the table. Rangers 4 points clear, will be crowned champions unless there's a hugely dramatic turnaround. Aberdeen will qualify for the Europa League. They lead Hibs by 2 goals to 1 at Pittodrie. They will take that last European place. It'll be Dundee United who will miss out. That, though, would all change, of course, with a Hibernian equaliser at Pittodrie. Nakamura. Hinkle. Wallace across the cover. Sean Maloney getting ready to come on for a 20-minute cameo. Caldwell for McDonald. Unable to hit the target again.
Yeah, again, Scott McDonald will be disappointed with that. I think he was trying to do what Derek Ryer done at Easter Road the other week there. Just off target again.
Substitution.
And with that, Scott McDonald bids farewell to Celtic Park for the season. A season which sees him end on 19 goals. And Sean Maloney on to replace him.
Another excellent season from Scott McDonald. 2 great years, 50 goals in 99 games is a great payback.
Labua. Nade. Stewart. We're in to close him down, and Scott Brown can bring it forward. Nakamura now. Nakamura. Wallace. Vennegoor of Hesselinka made the early run. Nakamura instead goes square for Caldwell. Robin Nielsen throwing himself into the 50-50. Interesting to see how he adapts to life in the Championship next season. It looks as though he's going to be a very astute signing by Nigel Pearson at Leicester.
Yeah, Robbie's got great fitness up and down that line, good defender. And that's where it'll be hard for Hearts next year. Losing Robbie, Karapidis, Aguilar, who are big players for them.
Successful Hearts pass being cheered by the small contingent of travelling support. So Lucas working it wide for Wallace. And back by Nakamura. And Scott McDonald just being spoken to by Gordon Strachan. The season's job is done, but still the benefit of advice from the manager is being given to his leading scorer. Brown. Can Shunsuke Nakamura end his Celtic career on a high if he is playing his last game for the club, as seems likely? He's been a wonderful servant for the club. 166 games, 33 goals from midfield. Hat-trick in his CV here as well against St Mirren earlier this season, the 7-0 win. Does seem as though he's going to be heading east to pastures new.
Yeah, looks like it. A lot of special moments from him, notably the Manchester United goal. But I know Hearts, Celtic have had to come out and try and force the game in the second half, but Hearts have been tremendous in the second half, Jim. They've worked their absolute socks off and gave everything today.
Well, their work rate has been exemplary. It is the hallmark of a Csaba Laszlo side, of course. But for a little bit more of a cutting edge up front, you just wonder how much better Hearts' season could have been. They've scored only half as many goals as Celtic have this season. It's half as many goals as a side who complain about their lack of goals. Nakamura, Maloney, Scott Brown! Another good save from Kello, who's furious at the lack of defensive cover that was afforded to him, but it was a wonderful stop from the Slovenian again.
Yeah, great strike this time. He's got on target, but it looks as though he's struggling. Another great save from the keeper.
Nakamura's ball in. Kello in the right place at the right time. That time it was distinctly unorthodox, but he kept it out.
A great run from Venegur. Great corner. And again, the goalie's in the right place.
Celtic's 8th corner of the game. Loven's trying to flick it on. Novi Kovacs can't get it away. He might be able to now, though. Not just get it away. He's played in Nade, and Abua is coming forward. It's 2 against 1. Abua is onside here. Hartley coming back to cover. Not too much in the way of support.
Great tracking back from McGeady. The ball had been played in front of him. He was in there. It was a poor ball from Nade.
Hearts have proved difficult opposition for Celtic here in Glasgow over the last few years. They've won twice in the last 2 and a bit years on this ground. Maloney trying to bustle his way through. Zeliukas has just indicated to the bench that a substitution should be made. I think he is struggling. Nakamura, Hartley, well picked off by Stewart. Header away by Wallace. Scott Brown still. Celtic are probing. Caldwell. Playing almost as a central midfielder now. Venegor of Hesseling. Nakamura for OD. 3 away Matt, but he only picked out Abua. He's got time then to recover and clear. Back from Nakamura again. OD over the top, but Maloney couldn't get that.
Yeah, everything's getting forced now.
Karapidis, who's gone down injury, just got a kick, and as you can see, Zeliukas indicating that he's not fit to continue.
Hearts just seem to be defending deep, Jim, and they're quite happy so that the Celtic players can't get in behind.
Some of the home supporters have seen enough, leaving in dismay that is not going to be their year. They'll have to make do with just the 3 in a row. It's a sad way for Karapidis to end his Hearts career if he has to leave the pitch early because of injury, but I think he's going to be okay. Zeliukas, despite the extravagant hand gestures to the near side that he needed to come off, is still on.
It looks as though he's pulled his calf.
She'll play for Ammonia Nicosia next season. Leaving Hearts after a run of 70-odd games. So will develop into a fans' favourite. The one whose versatility has often been called upon. Well, the telling statistic, Darren, for Celtic at the end of this season is that they've won less than half of their last 18 league matches. Just 8 wins, 10 failures to win in those last 18 games, which is a run of best part of half a season. Here's Maloney. Still Sean Maloney. Kello again. Got his angles right at the near post to flick it into the side netting for a corner.
Yeah, it was going to be hard to beat him there, but as you said, Jim, it's a poor start. And that's where, obviously, that's where they've lost the league.
Celtic's 9th corner. Nakamura's delivery, Caldwell going up for it, back in from McGeady. Rovic able to get the ball away. Perhaps the race for European football has just polarised a little. News that Ian Murray's been sent off for Hibs, who still trailed 2-1 at Aberdeen. I think less than an Aberdeen victory there, and they're out of Europe, but as things stand with Dundee United being beaten by Rangers, it will be Jimmy Calderwood's men who finish 4th. And it comes from McGeady, and a little flick header from Maloney wasn't too far away.
Yeah, fantastic ball, great bit of skill from McGeady, great ball and a great run from Sean, just unlucky trying to put in the back post. Great flick. But obviously there's just not been enough of that today.
Good ball in from Aidan McGeady. Wonder what his overriding impressions of this season will be. Aidan McGeady, who's in the headlines a little bit. Right, so you can see going to make a change is Johnny Stewart, who is going to come on for his debut, the captain of the under-19 side at Tynecastle, and he will replace Marius Zaliukas. Zaliukas' season ending, a season which has been punctuated frequently by red cards. And Johnny Stewart, as the season enters its final 10 minutes, begins his first-team career.
Yeah, 4 red cards is quite bad in a season, but he's played exceptionally well today. Great for another young boy to come on and make his debut in a stadium like this.
Into the final 10 minutes. The light at the end of the tunnel has gone. Venegor Hesselink gives chase. Kello thwarts Celtic as he's done all afternoon.
First time that's happened in the second half, getting a ball down the side, just too strong from Sean Maloney.
Would it have been a different story for those Celtic fans, I wonder, had Kello not got his fingers to Aidan McGeady's first half effort when it was still only 1-0 at Tannadice? 1-0 here might have put additional pressure on Rangers. As it turns out, that pressure hasn't been applied by Gordon Strachan's men.
Seems to be the long ball now, trying to play long ball into Hesselink. And Hearts are defending it very well.
Change for Celtic, we'll see Willow Flood replace Scott Brown. Some season for Scott Brown. The player of the year that leaves without a title medal though.
I'll be disappointed. It's great to get the Players' Award. I'm sure he would rather have the championship, but he can be proud of himself this season.
Nade. O'D. No nonsense challenge from Johnny Stewart. One number 48 on another. Here's Lee Wallace. That's a good strong run. He's left Nakamura in his way. Still Wallace goes. The run was much better than the pass.
Yeah, great run. That's what he's got. A great player, Lee Wallace. Great future. And I've no doubt he'll be in the Scotland squad very shortly.
And he scored an excellent goal, making a marauding run forward from left back last week against Dundee United. Novikova offside. Caldwell. Nade. O'D missed everything. Gordon Strachan knows now that he's not going to be able to maintain his 100% record as a title winner here. A reign which started with a huge thumping European defeat. He was hoping that it would have 4 consecutive SPL titles, but the expression on that fan's face testified it's not to be.
Still 5 minutes to go. They need to keep going.
Doesn't matter a jot in the grand scheme of things, but somehow to lose the title by 2 points is much better than losing it by 4. And Celtic turn a draw into a win here to halve the gap between themselves and Rangers. Here's Caldwell. Maloney trying to get round the back. Novikovas putting in a shift to make sure he couldn't. Willem Flood trying to get in. And still he's got it. Darren O'D in support. It's a corner.
Yeah, great run from Willem Flood. Great determination. And you want to see that, just keep going.
Nakamura's corner. Somehow there wasn't a Celtic player there to turn it in. Rather sums up the way things have gone for them today in front of goal.
Yeah, it was a good corner. I thought Big Hesselink was in there, but again, great defending from Hearts.
Gordon Strachan's future hold. It seems that at this stage of the season, every year there's speculation, some of it no doubt scurrilous, about who is going to be the manager here next season, whether it will be Gordon himself, whether he will leave.
The speculation the last 2 years, as you say, Jim, when he's won the league, so there's obviously going to be speculation now they've lost it.
Flood. Hinkle. Still time for Celtic to win it. If not the ultimate prize. Lee Wallace defended well. The 88th minute of the final game of the season. Hinkle contesting what he thought was a poor decision.
thought it was. Thought it was a great tackle from Lee Wallace.
Lovens. Flood. Just underneath the Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink, who made the near post run, and Hinkle couldn't get there in time. 2 minutes to go. Probably not too much in the way of stoppage time to be added either. A similar amount, I would imagine.
See the way Hearts are still working very hard and defending there. There was nothing for Willo Flood to hit there. There's no space to play the ball in. The Hearts have been a credit today.
Well, they've given everything. The elation of last week at Tynecastle, the 3-0 victory against Dundee United, which cemented third place in European football. Might have just been a little excuse to surreptitiously or subconsciously take their foot off the gas, but he is a man that simply would not let that happen. Boot raised by Robbie Nielsen. Maloney, the player that's gone down, and will there be a last swan song for Shunsuke Nakamura?
I think Maloney's going to hit this one.
Well, it is an indirect free kick. Maloney standing over it. Nakamura may well be the player who will end up having the attempt on goal. Confirmation that there are just 2 minutes to be added. And Maloney's effort flies over the bar. Hasn't been their day, hasn't been their season to a certain extent in front of goal, but it certainly hasn't been their day in the penalty area today.
Yeah, that was a poor effort from Sean Maloney. You expect better. I think he prefers to hit the direct ones rather than having to touch one.
Aberdeen have missed the penalty at Pittodrie, but still lead against 10 men of Hibs by 2 goals to 1. That's enough for European football for them. It's Rangers who are winning the ultimate prize. Here's Stewart. Novikovas. And his overhit cross is out of play. It is full time at Tannadice. Rangers are the champions. They've won by 3 goals to 0 at Dundee United. And Gordon Strachan's 100% record as a title winner with Celtic has gone.
Yeah, the disappointment for Gordon, especially today, not going out and winning the game. I thought they were a certainty before the game. I said before the game I thought they would win this, but as I said, fair credit to Hearts, the way they played, the way they defended, and they made it very difficult for Celtic.
Nakamura. No last moment of magic from the Japanese talisman. Celtic haven't come from second place to win the league on the final day since 1986. And Hearts lost 2-0 at Dundee. Celtic rattled 5 past St Mirren. They couldn't get a Tayside miracle again a generation on. Here's Christian Nade. Opportunity to win it laid on for Hearts. He's gone down. The referee disinterested at this juncture.
Could have looked a penalty from here. I think he just got in front of Lubens there.
Willow Flood. O'D going up for it, Nielsen. Nakamura! It would have been a fitting end. It wasn't to be. On a day when it wasn't to be. Gordon Strachan, as always, with an immense amount of dignity. The disappointment will be welling up inside him. Events on Tayside in the end were academic. Rangers got the win that they needed. For Celtic, it's a failure. 2 goalless draws to end the season. Huge frustration. They went for 4 in a row. Jock Stein and Willie Whaley managed it. Gordon Strachan, who joined them in elite company last season with 3 in a row, wasn't able to win a 4th successive title. Despondency all around, gloom from the Celtic supporters who have ended up seeing their side lose the league by 4 points. Jan Vennegoor of Hesseling amongst those deeply frustrated. All the reaction from here, from Tannadice and from Pittodrie as well, is live right now on Setanta Sports 1. Turnover for that. Darren and myself, it's goodbye on the day that Rangers pip Celtic to the title.